just said.
Welcome back to the show.
The show being 9 to noon. 9 to noon. FM 100.3. KFAN. 1012 in the neighborhood. The neighborhood is the Love Covenant.
Welcome back to the show.
Happy to be joined now by the aforementioned Jensen Lewis at JLew50 via X if you'd like to follow, at JLew50, former then Cleveland Indians pitcher, chats ball on MLB Network Radio, and also does some really, really good work for VSiN, which is in the iHeart app family. My man touts hard.
Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet? Then we'll go out back, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
What's going on there, JLew?
How are you, brother? Great to catch up with you as always.
Likewise, and thanks for the flexibility here with the time. Your squad, your former squad, the one for whom you pitched and the one you cover now and the one you love most, the Cleveland Guardians. 8-11 sans Jose Ramirez. It has to have had some buzzkill to it at some point, right?
No question. And PA, when he went down and we kind of found out that it was going to be the handmade injury and knowing what traditional rehab timelines are for that injury just to get back, let alone will he have the power and the slug that we've been so accustomed to since he began his tenure as the superstar of this organization. I think it presented so many challenges for this group. First, you don't really have a Robin to turn to because he's been Batman and Superman in many respects as a one-man band. So was it going to be Chase DeLauder? Well, it's a lot to put on a youngster who's just really getting his feet wet. Was it going to be Kyle Manzardo, who has had his druthers about trying to be consistent, especially in the power department? It really was uncharted territory because it's the first extended time, PA, that this offense and really the defense had to work without their cornerstone. The record, I think, is way better than I anticipated it would be. I really expected a pretty steep drop-off, and there's still some question marks, even with this offense being able to tread just a little bit of water. But I think they're in the thick of it, especially this road trip. And I'm not saying it just because it's you, my friend, but they're embarking on a pretty difficult spot here with 3 against your boys and then 3 down in Miami against the hottest team in baseball right now.
And with this series, JLew, and everybody listening, the Minnesota Twins miss pitcher Parker Messick, which is not a bad thing. He's pretty good, isn't he?
I'll tell you, when you look at old school guys that remind you of just a throwback, give me the ball, let me go attack, and I don't want to leave the dirt. Like he has a little Jake Westbrook to him where he's not dilly-dallying. Just give it to me and let me rock and roll. And I got to tell you, it's a pleasure to watch someone who is really unafraid of any lineup that he's gone against so far this year. And to achieve an all-star berth in this regard, I don't know where they would be without him and Gavin Williams as far as the rotation goes. And he's actually been better on the road than he has been at home, a 2.45 ERA as opposed to a 3.09 here at Progressive Field. So you're right in the sense that the Twins lineup, albeit, let's be fair, they've hit a lot of people. It's a top 7 scoring offense, but you're right. Good pitching usually can neutralize some good hitting, but it's been a pleasure to watch him work here in Northeast Ohio.
Hey, JLew, is tonight's starter Cantillo or Cantillo? How do you say it?
Yeah, Joey Cantillo. And
okay.
Again, you probably have a little inconsistency there with him tonight. Just a guy that has shown in spurts, PA, that he's capable, but also the command can elude him at some points, and I think that's what I'm fascinated by just with this one out of the chute. It has been tougher on the road. I believe his ERA is almost a full run higher away from Progressive Field, and he has had a tendency to give up a few more home runs. So if he has sort of that erratic command early, falling behind in counts, it'll be an opportunity for the Twins to try and do some early damage.
Well, it'll be interesting, too, because the Minnesota Twins started the season on fire against left-handed pitching, but it has slowed down dramatically. I think they're with OPS, they're like bottom 6, bottom 7, something like that. Joey Cantillo pitches for Cleveland tonight. Like I said at the beginning with Jensen Lewis, JLew 50 via X. Follow him if you're so inclined. Former pitcher for Cleveland. Chats ball on MLB Network Radio, does a bunch of stuff outside of MLB Network Radio, but he touts hard for VSIN, VSIN, which is in the iHeart Radio family. Just think Brent Musburger, Uncle Brent, our friend who used to join frequently. Likewise for Mitch and Paulie. And I love that, man, because you're really good at it. What are you touting today?
So I would say just in this contest tonight, it would favor a little bit more on the Guardian side at the moment. But again, that's all predicated on Taj Bradley having some erraticness of his own. When he is right, and of course you've seen it front and center, that's explosive with the fastball. The off speed has been excellent. And I'd be very intrigued to see where the top of the Cleveland lineup, particularly with how left-handed heavy it is. You're basically going to face Bazana, the Water, Manzardo, and Khalil Watson, who's been hitting cleanup a lot for us, and then the switch hitter in Brian Rocchia, and then Cooper Ingle. So it's a lot of lefties pretty much out of the chute, and I would expect that Stephen Vogt wants to keep it that way. I would think that it's going to be Patrick Bailey catching tonight. Gabriel Arias going to be one of the lone right-handed only bats in there, and then Stephen Kwan has actually started to turn it on a little bit here. I would tend to lean the over here, PA, just because I do think there's a chance that these offenses take advantage of mistakes. But that would be one kind of wait to see what those lineups officially are. I would kind of holster some of those bullets and wait for it. But the total would be a decent look tonight. I think the visitors, if you're going to win a game, always want to try and have a little momentum after the off day. And they had every chance to win that series against the White Sox over the weekend, gave away a couple of opportunities. If I was very bullish just overall, I can't believe we're still in the realm, PA, where Paul Skeens and the Pirates have lost 9 straight Paul Skeens starts.
Yep.
It is just wild to say out loud. And I think there's some exceptional value on the Braves here to try and make that 10 start in a row. That actually is something that's really popping to me tonight. The velocity has turned down a little bit for Skeens here over the course of the year. I'm not sure if that's a mechanical thing he's still working through, or if that is just one of those anomalies that has happened. But that would be an intriguing one for me. I'll tell you, a dead under for me tonight would be looking at the Mariners and the Marlins, two of the best pitching staffs going right now. Make your reservations for dinner at South Beach later on tonight. You'll be in great shape getting out of Marlins Park. So I think those would be probably the two spots, and I'll even throw in the Yankees and the Rays a little under there as well. I think that's got some sneaky value, and Cam Schlittler was amazing last night. Griffin Jacks, too, it was unhittable, and then till the 5th inning when Caballero got him for a 3-run homer. But those are the spots that are kind of popping for me right now.
But that's fantastic. Now, if sports wagering were legal in the state of Minnesota, it would be fantastic times 10. But just the work you put into it, I mean, there's so much to unpack there, and we don't have any time, and we can't even do it in this state. But like Caminero hits a home run basically every at bat. Seattle, I think it's a Brian Wu game, which means especially in that park, that's an under. And as the total goes here, we have over weather. I mean, it's hot, it's a little soupy, and now Taj Bradley's been pretty good, but man, I just love how you unfurled all of that, Jensen. What's your most profitable sport of them all? So we got football, basketball, baseball, hockey, but now the beautiful game, the World Cup. What's your most profitable sport when you tout?
Yeah, still the diamond there, and football is a close second, which I got to say, I'm knocking on wood everywhere here. Hopefully able to continue that. Yes, the beautiful game has allowed us some great opportunities for monetization. One of my guilty pleasures here of the knockout round has been trying the correct scores of these games, because obviously we, outside of last night, watching the United States men there just give away goals like it's Swiss cheese, that was one of those spots that I kind of like to draw. Thought it would be a little bit more cagey, as our friends across the pond like to describe it. But I would say that if you're looking at it, we had a great friend of the program on this morning, Malcolm Bamford of the Sports Gambling Podcast over in Newcastle there in the United Kingdom. And he actually likes with the early start time. And this is the beauty of having people who constantly handicap it day in and day out. He thinks the early noon kickoff time for Argentina-Egypt presents some value on the first half draw between Argentina and Egypt, and then maybe Argentina opens it up in the second half and perhaps could win it by multiple goals. I actually like it. Nice plus money price there for the first half draw, and then maybe some little messy fireworks there for Argentina to advance. Hey, the sneaky one for me is looking at Colombia not only to advance over Switzerland, but maybe they give some problems to Argentina in the quarterfinal. Anxious to see where that kind of, transpires. But, man, PA, do we have some heavyweights set up? If it indeed ends up being Spain and France in the semis, that is going to be theater of the absurd of just two titans of the sport going at each other. But we're on the precipice, brother. I guess I should be asking you the question. Who the heck's the quarterback in your neck of the woods? And can we get Christian Darrisaw to stay healthy to protect hole number 8 running around there?
Well, the answers would be I don't know, and the second answer would be yes. Darrisaw is ready to go. But this isn't about me and my team. This is about you and your mind. So the question, JLew, did you have Belgium minus 3.5 at like plus 1,100?
Oh, God, I tell you, it's the only bet I didn't make yesterday. I wanted to take the over 2.5, and in no realm did I even think it possible that would cash 35 minutes in. Just ridiculousness on so many levels. So that's one that got away from yours truly. But a couple of exact scores that have come through for me. I've been happy about that. I do have, and I know this will tickle your fancy, I have a couple of cross-sport parlays to win the World Cup and win the World Series. So I did take France parlayed with the Rays to win not only the World Cup but the World Series. That one upwards of 56-1. Also have Argentina and the Mariners right around that same price. So I take that back. Argentina Mariners at 56-1, and then France and Tampa Bay at 65-1. And then I did sprinkle a little on Spain and the Phillies. Hey, we're all chasing the Dodgers. We know that.
Yep.
But if anything, if we get a little monetization opportunity, especially in the semifinal round, I will be glad to start taking some shares of those winnings for sure.
Hey, JLew, what if anything surprises you about the Twins and the season they've had so far?
Well, first, I have a soft place in my heart for Derek Shelton. Of course, as you know, the hitting coach here in Cleveland when I came up in 2007, and I couldn't be more thrilled for how these guys have really rallied to his cause, and I'm sure you had seen the message that he had delivered in his talks that first day with the full squad in spring training. That's the kind of stuff as a player, and I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now. That makes you want to come out of retirement, put the jersey on, and go play for that guy. And I think you're really seeing not only the veterans get kind of a second win, but you're also seeing the buy-in from this group. And it all is about leadership in a division that we know has been very wide open the last decade or so. I think what's different is if you can get Buck, if Buxton can elude that injury bug, he's that leader, he's that beacon. And I don't think we could have even predicted Cody Clemens would be this kind of impact talent. I mean, that dude is scorching hot. He and Josh Bell, speaking of former Guardians, those two guys have been two just key cogs the last week or so. I think the Guardians have their hands full in the middle of the lineup this series, no question about it.
White Sox lead the division, Jensen. That absolutely can change before the end of the year, right?
I would say that I'm not going to be shocked if Chris Getz pushes some chips to the middle in the trade market. Now, the gift that keeps on giving, PA, is that the American League is so wide open. Even teams like the Tigers, who are, 8-10 games under 500, but only 4 or 5 back in the wild card race, no one's going to sell until the very last possible moment, and so we might be a ways away from that. But if I'm encouraged by anything, if I'm a White Sox fan, they absolutely crush the ball. They hit it out of the ballpark with regularity. They've been doing it without Murakami, who should be back here pretty soon. And they have a swagger to them, PA. Like, they believe they should be winning, and then they actually can impose their will, especially with what Davis Martin's done in the rotation. Sean Burke's been awesome the last couple of weeks. If they get a back-end reliever or two. And I know kind of the rumor out there is if they call the Boston Red Sox and say, hey, what's it going to take to get Sonny Gray and Aroldis Chapman here?
Wow.
That might swing the division. And hey, that price tag is going to be expensive because everyone's going to be in on those guys if Boston does sell. But that's the kind of move to me, PA, if you want to separate yourself in this division, that frontline starting pitching to go with Martin, to go with what Burke and Anthony Kay have done. You know, Sir Anthony Dominguez has been great. Grant Taylor's been one of the great leverage relievers this season. One more power arm and the experience that Chapman would bring you of pitching in those big-time spots. Boy, that would be a pendulum and rating swinger there in favor of the White Sox.
Jensen, you're fantastic. Hopefully you cash all your plays today. Greatly appreciate the time. And if Derek Shelton joins the radio show at some time this week, which I think he is, then we will say hi from you, okay?
Roger that, and give him a little bourbon shout-out for me as well. We're way overdue for a little sipper here after a Twins victory, for sure.
I appreciate you, brother. Have a good day.
You too, thanks.
Jensen Lewis, former pitcher for the then Cleveland Indians. And he analyzes baseball for profit, does a lot of great things. You can learn more at JLew50 via X at JLew50. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, was our Steve's Appliances Marathon segment. And the 4th of July savings continue at Steve's Appliances in Mounds View, 7,000 square foot showroom, if you'd like to go see what we're talking about here, because here it is. If you're bored with your refrigerator, or you want to take your refrigerator in your home and say, put it in your garage so you can have a garage for a refrigerator like 80% of Minnesotans, well, then you'll need one for your kitchen. We can save you $1,000 on a GE fingerprint resistant stainless steel French door refrigerator right now. Go ask about it at Steve's. Ask for Brian or Jordan or Sarah, and ask about this refrigerator where there's $1,000 off right now. StevesAppliances.com, hit shop deals. StevesAppliances.com, shop deals. Thanks for the marathons. Back after this.
You're listening live to Paul Allen at 9 to noon on iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
From the 1-800 app.
United States kind of sucks, kind of doesn't. I think the funniest part about all of this is that we're about to find out firsthand how little the United States actually cares about soccer. I'm predicting we'll see some empty seats in the third deck. We're going to see tickets prices cut in half. We're going to see ESPN talk about soccer very little. It's baseball season. Who cares?
Yeah. There is fear that is being crystallized on the interweb involving something the Fox Vox John Strong said last night. So I don't know if he's the play-by-play,
yes,
the analyst, or the Fox Vox. But he, I can't remember where I got this, but John Strong offered a desperate plea in the match's waning moments for those watching at home to continue watching soccer despite where all of this ended. Quote the Fox Vox, if you've enjoyed what you're seeing, well, support your local team. This doesn't have to be the last soccer you watch for the next 4 years. It's a beautiful sport. End quote. So whatever the intention, it as it's written here, it landed with the kind of thud that only can come from fearful insistences during moments of hard truths. Damn, this awful announcing thing's getting deep.
Yeah, I saw. I'm looking at it too. How about Greg Wyshynski?
Yeah, Greg at Wyshynski is the first one.
Love it.
OMG. The please keep watching soccer message as the U.S. is getting waffle stomped is not helping.
I always love that one.
Then you get Sam Stein. The announcers begging U.S. viewers to not stop watching the World Cup now that we've lost is the depressing cherry on top. I knew we were in trouble yesterday when I learned the Belgium-USA game was going to be carried on the leader, the juggernaut, the broadcasting leader, antithetical to the narrowcasting leaders who try to make you think they're the leaders, but they're not. This is broadcasting. And when I learned the knockout 16 game involving the USA was on KFAN last night, I knew we were in trouble when the boss did not ask us to do liners.
I always love that one.
We didn't have our arms twisted to, we need a 5 and a 10.
Yep.
Like USA Belgium now, 9 to noon tomorrow at FM 100.3, KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the fam. Or Balagon, talk about it 9 to noon tomorrow on KFAN.
I always love that one.
When we weren't requested to do liners during the game, somebody was conceding they knew nobody was going to be listening.
I always love that one.
That's the only way to look at it. Then you got Brian Curtis. Hilarious plea there to America to not stop watching soccer.
Yeah.
Sean Creeley, this is from Awful Announcing, and it's about the Fox box last night. Man named John Strong offering a desperate plea in the match's waning moments for those watching at home to please, pretty please continue watching soccer despite where all of this has ended. And he stopped it there as opposed to saying, because in the squeeze, we really could use that $9.6 million Toyota decided to drop.
I always love that
for
one.
all USA games through the Final Four. So we got some fear over faith rolling on here.
Yeah.
That's negative, but that's okay. Well, no, it's not, but it's negative. Mitch Goldich on the Fox Vox. He sounded like me podcasting about judo or fencing on the last day of the Olympics.
I always love that.
Actually, Mitch, that's not true because somebody actually listened to him and nobody's ever listened to you podcasting about judo or fencing at any time of their lives. So we can eliminate that one. The Fox Vox. All right.
He's getting it. I love John. I think he does a terrific job.
He's awesome.
And in the death of this team's tournament, he was. I mean, he went rube on it. He went rube on it. Come on, guys, support your local team.
No,
everything's gone negative.
Yeah, I'd bet a lot of money he was told to say that. I'd bet a lot of money.
You think so?
Joe Q boss got in somebody's ear when it was 3-1, and it's like we ain't winning, but let's low-key, passive-aggressively encourage people to keep watching soccer even though their favorite team is done. I'd bet that side.
It's possible. I mean, the ratings of the U.S. games have been so mountainous in comparison to the others. Mm-hmm. And so the biggest portion of revenue, I think, that Fox is after, if you're looking at that angle, would be these U.S. games. But I still think, from that talkback, Argentina, Egypt today, the tickets are bought. People are going to the game today. And we have this massive influx. It's not me just deciding I'm going to go down and watch a match. These people are from Argentina. They live in America, follow and love Argentina. Mm-hmm. The stadiums are still going to be packed. The ratings are obviously going to dip because our lack of interest in it now that our team's gone. But I don't know. I love John. Maybe they put him in that tough spot. And if they did, that kind of stinks. I think he's getting too much heat for it. But
Argentina, Egypt.
Judo or fencing?
Argentina, Egypt.
Yeah.
You take away the greater Southland Los Angeles area and the Canterbury Park backside, and 8 people are going to be watching.
I always love that one.
I'm just telling you that right now.
Oh, well, and even in Minneapolis, though, we actually sneakily have a ton of our people with Argentinian and Colombian background. And both those teams are playing today. It's probably going to be popping downtown Minneapolis, I would bet, for those games.
We got time for a couple of talkbacks.
Yeah, we got some talkbacks.
Northern Fire Talker Tuesday.
Let me see here.
Look at this Mitch guy finding a way to promote his podcast. What? Okay.
That's kind of, I mean, you got to give him a little credit there.
Yeah, I give him no credit. I mean, if you're that age, at that stage of your career, podcasting about judo or fencing, then you should get on your knees and try to be John Strong or whatever the guy's name is.
Well, hopefully, maybe it's just a passion project, and he sells insurance by day.
That's great.
Hey, Nordo. Hey, PA. It's Jake from Egan here. As a soccer diehard, that was one of the hardest games I've ever had to watch from a fan's perspective.
Same.
It was completely embarrassing. From 5 minutes into the game, you could tell that we had zero chance of doing anything. I mean, we got the one lucky goal. That free kick was going to be caught by Courtois all day long. They put it in their own net. Yep. It was an embarrassing performance. Freeze, I hope you never play a USA game again. That's all I can say.
I can't remember the guy's name. So we're down 3-1, I believe.
Yeah, after the goalie kerfuffle.
Yes. And there was a shot very late. It looked like it went in from one angle. It might have hit the side of the net or the post. I mean, it's
one of their guys.
No, one of our guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to make it 3-2. I mean, just think of the absolute best chance the United States had in the second half.
Are you talking about a volley?
I don't know the guy's name.
Berhalter, where he...
Shorter guy, slender, shorter hair.
From the middle?
Yes, from the middle.
Yeah, that would have been Berhalter on a volley.
And it looked like it went in.
It was just about 6 inches wide.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see, that's one of the... It's like yesterday when I'm like, you know, what do you say to the negatives who are not getting certain things? For me, it wasn't a patriotic thing or lack thereof. It wasn't a hard-headedness where you're drawing a line in the sand and you just have formulated your opinions and you're not going to change. It was saying something conclusive like that, but being narrow-minded. Being so narrow-minded, you don't take time to understand what is the beauty in the beautiful game.
Right.
So, I mean, shoot, you got the Google machine if you want to search that. What is the beauty in the beautiful game? I've never searched that. I got no idea what's going to come up. But like over the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, you know, Nordo was gone last week, but I mean, I'm talking about picks with Blakemore and with others. I'm talking about picks being set. I'm talking about body position being established in anticipatory fashion as a kick is hooking to a certain spot, and you're going to block your guy out by the boundary knowing where the ball's going to go, and you're going to run to it at the perfect time.
Yep.
Sucking a guy into something where he thinks you're going to make a move and shake on him, but really, you quick kick it to one of your dogs, then you sprint to a spot he doesn't think you're going to go to. You get it back, another quick kick. Now you go to a different spot, another quick kick pass. Now you go to a different spot and you're in business.
Yeah.
That right there, I'm like, hey, whoa. So like when you catch your breath, and I mean, if becoming a sports snob is something that interests you, as opposed to throwing tomato cans from the upper deck with no context and not even really, you know, caring enough to pay it to learn.
Right.
I just learned so much over the last 3 weeks about what went into the actual execution of certain plays.
Yep.
And like this, who was it for? Mexico? Or was it, who beat Mexico?
England.
Who has the 17-year-old kid who's lickety split fast?
Well, the 17-year-old for Mexico, I think it's Gabriel Mora.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Who knew?
Cat.
Cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they're doing the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, my man has more acne than I had at 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And I had a lot. And I'm like, wow, how old's this kid? So I Googled it before the game. I'm like, he's 17.
Yeah.
He's 17 years old playing on the worldly stage.
Youngest kid at the Cup.
That's cool. That's super duper cool. Can Balogun, who is Balagon, become soccer immortality? That's if I'm a hardcore carnivore who's a hardcore hooligan digging this game, well, then I want to know that.
Yeah.
I also want to know, in the days where he thought there was zero chance he would play and nobody had any idea the White House was going to get involved to make sure he can play, what happened to his game?
Yeah.
Did he get lost in the Puget Sound?
Yeah, you overeat.
Yeah, what'd you do?
You just chill.
I mean, did you go to Vegas and tell nobody and like not sleep because you thought you weren't going to play? And then you were asked to play and those of the hardcore variety would know more than me, but I watched almost every minute of every USA game, and that was absolutely by far, if you think he's the best player, maybe Pulisic, but he got hurt. But if you think Balogun's one of the best and you absolutely have to have the best of the best to advance, your best of the best or your 1A, 1B, or 1C, wherever you want to rank him, he came up soft.
Yeah, he did.
He came up bad. And you know what? He came up, not only did he come up bad, but he did the worst thing you can do when you know you don't have your game for whatever the reason. He tried too hard. And then he kept making others worse and turning over the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just on a platter with those stupid heel kicks.
That was a collective meltdown. I don't look as badly on Balogun as the way that you're painting that picture. He did press too hard. He was trying too hard.
Yep.
Made a ton of mistakes. He turned it over. Pulisic coming up lame in this one is really disheartening when you talk about needing big moments from your best players. Mm-hmm. Those sorts of things. The beauty in the beautiful game, though, that's really subjective, right? Like you learning about, I would paint what you were talking about, picks and just the connectivity. Oh. That's an instinctual and intuitive part of the game that can only be grasped through all the reps that these guys put in on the turf together.
And it only can be grasped by those who don't know much about it, like me and 94% of all of you listening, by researching it.
Yeah, look it up.
It takes a minute and a half out of your precious day, if you're so inclined, and if you're not, that's fine. But the researching part of it, I crave new.
Yeah.
I crave new things in my life, new ideas, new philosophies, new theories, new bits, things like that. So whenever I have a chance to learn something and then properly share it and watch it and share it and learn about it, well, that's 10 to 10 for me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I love the game. So for me, you were mentioning boring Spain. I actually love their passing. I love the way Spain plays. And it is a slow death for you playing Spain.
Yeah, that's a taste thing.
It is. But subjectively, beauty in the beautiful game, some people just want to see goals. And at a base level last night.
Oh, you saw a lot last night.
I don't know how many people were watching. Let's call it 35 million people watching this round of 16 game last night. Whether you appreciate the beauty in the beautiful game, the nuance, the intuitive, and all of those things, regardless of what you appreciate, you watched one of the more embarrassing efforts from a team on that biggest stage. There was no beauty in the beautiful game on the American side of things. Thoroughly dominated, outclassed, outcoached from top to freaking bottom, man. So beauty in the beautiful game. I can't tell anybody to watch last night's game and come away going, see, please don't stop watching soccer.
Yeah.
Please support your local clubs.
Well, okay.
I can't do it.
Okay.
And John Strong was put in a tough spot.
Okay, well.
Cheers to him.
FISA, Fairness and Sports Snobbery Act. Yeah, you know what? There is some talking out of both sides of my mouth. There is some faux Paul Allen. There is some faux snobbery here. Because how can I be a sports snob if it only involves one team, which happens to be my country? So, will I sit down? I mean, I watched about 90% of one or two France games.
Yeah.
Why? Mbappe.
Yeah, but that's high end. You can be a sports snob and pick and choose.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I don't think you're being faux Paul Allen in that regard.
Okay. Well, I like watching England. Okay, I've watched 3 of their games.
You love Harry Kane.
Well, because I met him.
And it's a cool name.
Well, that's why. I met Harry Kane, and I didn't know who he was. And that's, that's just how the old cookie crumbles, Harry.
Yeah.
With respect. But it was before the Vikings double doink New Orleans game, getting onto the field at Tottenham Hotspur 2 hours and 15 minutes before the game, there's Harry Kane. And I knew he was somebody of prominence because of the security around him. Then I asked somebody real quick, who is that? And they said, that's Harry Kane. I said, I knew who it was. Cool. I knew the name. So I met him, didn't chat with him. Just like, hey, no, this is faux Paul Allen. I mean, this is big fan. How you doing, man? Big fan. Thanks for wearing purple.
Well, what are you going to do?
Oh, no problem, mate. So that was,
you had to hit him with big fan.
Well, you hit me. Thank you, mate. Something like that. Thank you, mate. He's not as tall as I thought. Good-looking guy. Might have been caught looking longingly into his eyes because I then knew how big he was. But anyway, so I like Harry Kane. I think he's super, super, super cool.
Right.
But you know who else I like on that team? Now, we got Bellingham. Okay. Couldn't pick him out of a two-person lineup standing next to Harrison Butker a month ago.
My favorite guy's Pickford, the guy in net.
That's special. But see, you know rosters and teams and all that. I don't. So therefore, I'm seeing this through the eyes of a child.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know this guy was on the team till the other night. How fast is this guy with the last name Gordon for England?
Their team is all speed.
So you have no idea
they're
who
all
he is.
speedsters.
Okay, cool.
I don't know every player on every country's roster, no.
Well, this guy has to be one of the best guys on one of the best teams. I mean, I had never heard of him, never seen him. White guy, shaggy hair.
Yeah.
We're talking 4.240 here. I mean, the way his last name is Gordon, don't know his first name, I've kind of fallen in love with his speed.
Yeah.
He's one of the fastest guys I've seen in the tournament. Then you got the 17-year-old Mexican kid. You're 17 and you're on a worldly stage. That's the bomb. Those are things you research and things that end up pulling you into things.
For sports snobbery, indeed.
So in closing here, is there somebody for whom you or others root moving forward? For those of you who are still going to watch a fair amount of the World Cup, like I want England to win the whole thing.
Right.
I think England's cool. I like Pickford. I love Harry Kane, and I like watching this guy Gordon play. Yeah,
it's set up for England. I think they'll win this. They'll win this weekend, I believe. But I am rooting just Norwegian family. I got all of that connection there. Norway hasn't been in the tournament since 1998, and Erling Haaland is one of the funnest young players on the planet to watch. So I'm going to be rooting for Norway, even though I think England will best them. All right, a truncated News du Nord comes up around the corner, then an elongated segment on a question, as I mentioned yesterday. Somebody at Canterbury Park presented to me. I believe the guy's name is Marty. We called it FIRA, Fairness and Rubidity Act. After it was, hey, PA, what do you think of them Queens? He asked me about Kyler Murray. And he framed it up like, is Kyler Murray playing for his career? And I said, contextually lay that out for me. And then we got to, is Kyler Murray in any way playing for any part of his career, including a long-time starting quarterback job in the NFL. We'll unpack that at about 11:05. News du Nord is next. What up, News du Nord? It's brought to you by The Casino, CanterburyPark.com. Live racing in play, so get to the website for that. And also, hey, poker, blackjack, and table games all year round. CanterburyPark.com is the spot. And, you already heard about this.
Well, don't concede another. Lukaku on the loose ball scores. Romelu Lukaku. The exclamation point for Belgium.
Yeah, that was sweet. 4-1 loss yesterday in Seattle, United States, along with Canada and Mexico, although Mexico appeared to at least care and try in the round of 16, which was nice for the Mexican fans. I'm sure much appreciated, all three host nations out of the mix. But if you're interested in seeing high-end stuff, you got Messi kicking off in about 4-ish minutes. Argentina and Egypt, Colombia and the Swiss playing later today as well. So look forward to that. Look forward to 3 against the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians in town, and it's basically like the same person. Joey Cantillo, a lefty, mirror imaged by Taj Bradley, a righty. Statistically, they're almost identical. But it'll be Cantillo versus our guy Bradley tonight after taking 2 of 3. Certainly not bad against the Bronx. Not so bombing right now. Although they came back. I think Yankees got off the schneid. They've been doing some struggling. And I think I believe they did. Yeah, they took care of the Rays yesterday, 5-1. But Guardians and Twins starting at 6:40 for 3. Yeah, we chide the state for not having sports betting. But had we had it yesterday... I mean, I don't know about you, might have gotten smacked because these punchless Yankees, man. Schlittler was pitching, though. You can't bet against Schlittler. Yeah, Schlittler went 8 yesterday. Griffin Jacks, hey, that's a familiar name for the Rays. He starts now. He took the grand L as he got through 5. And that's effectively news de Nord right now. How about Spida, Donovan Mitchell? He agreed to a max extension with the Cavs. We were talking on air. When are all these deals, et cetera, just going to become official? So, like, we can talk in official capacities about all these various things. But still nothing fresh on the hoops or hockey vibe, at least for our favorite teams.
Well, from a hockey standpoint, Sarah McClellan from the Star Tribune is reporting the Minnesota Wild is turning attention to Quinn Hughes' contract talks. I have not clicked into the story, but the assumption is if there was a comma, Wild turning attention to Quinn Hughes' contract talks, comma, instead of the pursuit of Dylan Larkin. I'm just guessing because, I mean, that Dylan Larkin situation,
yeah.
I mean, like after you heard, it was reported GM guy was like, we're not giving him up unless we get Boldy. Then I was like, you ain't getting Boldy, brother. So, yeah, that would be new from on Frozen Pond.
News de Nord brought to you by the Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com.
Next segment, a Kyler Covenant, then some talkbacks, then the post game. We have a talkback winner today, too, right?
We should. Talkback Tuesdays for courtesy of Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply.
And what would they win?
A $25 gift card to Northern Fire Grilling and Barbecue Supply.
Still have a chance. Free iHeartRadio app. This is 9 to noon.
You're listening live to PA on iHeartRadio and KFAN The Fan.